Okay, now it's third model paper of chemistry. The first question here in the subjective section is differentiate between oxidation and reduction in terms of oxygen and hydrogen with equations. So in terms of oxygen and hydrogen means कि आपने ये बताना है कि oxygen loss और oxygen gain, hydrogen loss और hydrogen gain के ऊपर सिर्फ बात करनी है. So here we have the equations as well. Copper oxygen से react कर रहा है, copper oxide, so it's a gain of oxygen, it is oxidation. Chlorine hydrogen से कर रहा है, hydrochloric acid बन रहा है, it's gain of hydrogen, so it is reduction. Then you have methane hydrogen से react कर रहा है, it converts into carbon dioxide and water will be released. Now in that case that is oxidation because hydrogen loss is there, and hydrogen loss means oxidation. And on the other hand, in the reduction section, you can see that copper oxide is reacting with hydrogen and it absorbs oxygen. It release oxygen and it absorbed by hydrogen, or you can say react with oxygen. So water is formed and copper is released. So copper oxygen loss kar raha hai. So that is loss of oxygen is called as reduction. So you have to define it in terms of loss and gain of oxygen, loss and gain of hydrogen, and the equations because he demanded it. And you can quote any of the other equations, it doesn't matter, or you can take zinc react with oxygen, zinc oxide is formed, or magnesium or any other. So in the same with the other sections as well. Next question is identify the relationship between electronic configuration and the position of an element in the periodic table. Potassium, chlorine and sulfur is with you, and you have to determine it. We already know that the electronic configuration, when you write it down, the last, or you can say the valence shell and the number of electrons in the valence shell determines all the position, right? So here we have for potassium, the configuration is written in front of you. You have to learn it, that how you write the configuration. We have 4s1 is the outermost, so that means one electron in the outermost, that means 1a group. Number of electrons show the group, and 4, which is the number written here, show the shell and the period. So fourth period is here. And then chlorine in extra the addition the valence electrons in third shell. So third is the period and it has 7 electrons in the outermost, so 7a group is there. And then we have sulfur, the configuration is written here. We have 6 electrons in the outermost, so that means it belongs to 6 period, 6a group, and third is its period. Then we have empirical and molecular formula आपने define करना है, and show the formation of empirical formula from molecular formula will be given to you. It's here C6H12O6, C8, CH16O2, C12H22O11, and you have to write the empirical formula for it. First of all, you have to define it. Empirical formula simplest ratio of atoms को कहते हैं, जो पुट इट जो आप सिंपल रेशो सेट करते हैं उनके दरमियान, और मॉलिक्यूलर फार्मूला उसकी एक्चुअल नंबर ऑफ एटम्स होते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल ग्लूकोज के मॉलिक्यूल में C6H12O6 हैं, 6 कार्बन 12 हाइड्रोजन और 6 ऑक्सीजन मिलकर ग्लूकोज फॉर्म करते हैं. बट इफ यू सेट द रेशो, आप 6, 12 एंड 6 और आप इसको डिवाइड करें, 6 1 ज़ा 6, 6 2 ज़ा 12, 6 1 ज़ा 6, फर्दर डिवीजन नहीं हो सकती. सो दिस इज द सिंपलेस्ट रेशो. देन वी हैव द नेक्स्ट फार्मूला, एंड हियर वी कैन, इफ यू डिवाइड इट, 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2, and you can't further divide it because here we have 1. And then we have 12, 22 and 11, and obviously here we have 11, so हम इसे किसी और नंबर से डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते, हमारे पास कोई और होल नंबर सेट नहीं आएगा. So it's the empirical formula and the molecular formula is same here, right? Then we have to compare the physical state of matter, solid, liquid and gas. Physical state of matter, so solid, strong intermolecular forces, liquid intermediate intermolecular forces, and gas means weak intermolecular forces. That's why solid के अंदर the all particles are fixed, they have their particular place. Liquids, they have randomly move, and gas, they are just free to move. And intermolecular force is the force which is from one molecule to the other molecule, right? And that weak, strong or intermediate forces determine the movement of the molecules which are in solid form or liquid form or gas form. We know this thing that solids, the particles cannot move freely. Solid has fixed shape, fixed volume. The reason is that because the particles are very interaction with each other is very strong. Liquids can flow easily because the particles have not that much particular sort of interaction with each other. and gases, they're completely free. Use the rule that like dissolves the like, and you have to show the dissolution of KCl with the help of diagram. So potassium chloride, we have potassium chloride, we know it converted into potassium, K positive and Cl minus. And as far as water is concerned, we know water is a polar compound, oxygen partial negative, hydrogen, both of the hydrogen, they are partial positive. So you can show the diagram like the is showing here. So potassium is in the center and all of the oxygen surrounded it, and on the other hand, if there is a chloride, your hydrogen will surround it. Your water molecule arranged in the way, that's it, that's the way they dissolve. So this is how like dissolves the like. The next question is, how will you discuss the reactivity of halogens by using following reactions? So पोटाशियम आयोडाइड ब्रोमीन से रिएक्ट कर रहा है, और यहाँ हो क्या रहा है, that bromine knocked out the potassium and took its place. And then आपने पोटाशियम ब्रोमाइड लिया, उसे क्लोरीन से रिएक्ट करवाया. सो क्लोरीन नॉक्ड आउट द ब्रोमीन, उसने पोटाशियम ब्रोमाइड्स में से ब्रोमीन को बाहर कर दिया एंड इट टुक इट्स प्लेस. अच्छा, अब आप ये बताइए, इट्स अ सिंपल थिंग कि अगर आपकी जगह कोई आ जाता है और आपकी जगह ले लेता है, सो दैट मस्ट बी स्ट्रॉन्गर पर्सन देन यू. दैट इज द वे थिंग्स वर्क. सो दिस इज यू कैन डिटर्मिन. अगर ब्रोमीन आयोडीन की जगह आ रहा है, दैट मीन्स ब्रोमीन की रिएक्टिविटी आयोडीन से ज़्यादा है. और अगर क्लोरीन ब्रोमीन को नॉकआउट करके उसकी जगह आ रहा है, तो दैट मीन्स क्लोरीन की रिएक्टिविटी ज़्यादा है. क्लोरीन इज मोर पावरफुल, दैट्स हाउ इट रिप्लेसिंग द ब्रोमीन, एंड दीज आर डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शंस. So chlorine is the strongest one, and we know fluorine is top of this group. So fluorine is more stronger as compared to that. So you can write it in the way that oxidizing power of fluorine is highest, then iodine and iodine is lowest. So you can rank it in the way, right? And that's all. This is your chemistry third model paper, SLO based, for 9th class. Thank you.